transgender advocate living in State Assembly District 14. A founding member of People's Alliance, I am honored to be a member of the Peace and Freedom Party and to run under their banner. District 14 is currently represented by incumbent Tim Grayson, a former police chaplain for the Concord, California Police Department. Under his watch and assembly, the city of Vallejo has been besieged by a bloodthirsty police department. Vallejo PD has lethal indifference to the lives of people of color, making it the city with the highest per capita rate of police killings in Northern California. They have left a trail of lifeless bodies of men who represented the hope and future of their communities. They murdered Willie McCoy, shot over 50 times while asleep in his car. They murdered Angel Ramos, Ronell Foster, and Mario Romero. The life and thriving of these men and the communities from which they come posed a threat to white supremacy, and they were gunned down by cowards hiding behind a badge. But these killer cops underestimated their communities, who have and continue to rise in defiance and demand justice for their fallen. Grayson's response has been to appear at a town hall meeting standing shoulder to shoulder with the chief of this murderous police department. I will put any such chief in the hot seat and face them down standing shoulder to shoulder with the families and the people. The city council gave this reprobate force a sizable raise, loosened rules around drug testing, and gave permission to delete documents that might cast light on the department's crimes and bring justice to their victims. While they cower in this building, they are given official cover and shielded from accountability and justice. I call for an end to this official sanction and demands that this department be placed into the state administrative receivership because they and this city cannot be trusted with monitoring their own practices and use of force incidents. With this, we put other forces on notice, including Contra Costa County Sheriff Livingston, who has similarly tried to obscure criminals wearing the badge by delaying the release of documents for a year past the date the request was filed. We put their jails on notice for those found dead within, such as Maria Barraza in the Martinez Detention Facility. Those who do deserve and need sanctuary are not killer cops, but are migrant neighbors terrorized by the white supremacist forces of the ethnic cleansing agency called ICE. ICE is rounding migrants up to put into concentration camps. I will push for no state or municipal compliance with ICE. The people will stand in their way everywhere, in the state house, in the town halls, and on the streets to allow no roundups, no family separations, no camps, no imprisonment, no deportations, no children in cages. The persecution of migrants by this government is a crime against humanity happening right under our noses. ICE is not welcome, not here, not anywhere. We have more empty houses than unhoused people. We have the ability to give everyone a decent dwelling. We fight to do so. We saw in Oakland men with AR-15s, flak jackets, and tanks come to evict black mothers and babies from a house owned and deliberately held empty by corporate speculators. They and the people of their community successfully shamed the corporation Wedgwood into selling it. We must take this fight everywhere, including District 14. Concord has met only 2% of state-mandated goals to provide low-income housing, while irresponsibly and immorally trying to develop the abandoned naval weapons station for offices and shopping. This must be used for low-income housing. A United Nations observer declared the state of houselessness in the Bay Area a humanitarian crisis. And so I will fight for the emergency turnover of unoccupied, including market rate housing, to put every one of our unhoused neighbors to quality, dignified housing. Because PG&E's irresponsible monopoly has disastrously fed wildfires and killed 117 people over the past decade, I call for community ownership and control of power utilities. I call for quality health care to everyone in need via single-payer Medi-Cal for all. I call to return California to its old status quo of free quality tuition at state universities, and to increase school funding for smaller class sizes and to provide school staff the wages they need to live in the communities in which they educate. For these reasons, I am running for office. I am a socialist because I demand peace, justice, dignity, and human flourishing for all. That's why I'm here today. One of my greatest inspirations has been transgender socialist Leslie Feinberg, who wrote, "Strength, like height, is measured by who you're standing next to." Because of this, I am thrilled and humbled to stand next to some who represent the strength and moral leadership of the people and the people's struggles here in District 14. Here today and speaking next are representatives of the Brown Berets. Allow me to pass the mic to Jessica Hurtado.
Good afternoon. My name is Jessica de Guadalupe Aguayo Hurtado, and I am a Colonel and Officer of Communications California Region with the Brown Beret National Organization. We are an organization that was born out of the civil rights movement of the 1960s, fighting for the rights of the Chicano, Mexicano, and Mexicano-Americano Raza Abastlan. We are here to present our top 3 demands in our continuous fight for justice, equality, and fair treatment. Number 1, we demand that our people be freed from the cages at the U.S.-Mexican border. They are dying from lack of health care, food, and basic human necessities. They are deprived from speaking with their attorneys, legal counsel, and family members. They have the same civil rights as anyone born on this stolen land, with the exception that they cannot vote, hold a government job, or purchase firearms. They have broken no laws. At best, they have committed a misdemeanor likened to receiving a moving violation. Their civil and human rights are being violated and are being treated like animals. Number 2, the police are murdering us with impunity. We demand that they be arrested, charged, and convicted of murder, just like any citizen would be for shooting an innocent individual 59 times, 11 times, 29 times, 16 times. We demand that they be trained, taught, shown how to work in our communities, for they work for us, not us for them. We want the police officers associations and unions declared non grata organizations and shut down. Number 3, we demand housing be declared a human right. In the most powerful and richest country in the world, no human being should be without a home due to a racial and socio-economic cleansing of our communities by corporate greed, gentrification, and gouging landlords. With that, we would like to congratulate our sister and comrade, Cassandra Devereaux, on her candidacy for California State Assembly District 14. And we look forward to continuing to work with her on the front lines and on her campaign. Tierra y libertad hasta la victoria siempre.